Sᴘᴏʀᴛ you be my medicine. My come here with service.
This is yeah, I love Twitter.
Trending music. Traffic updates.
Ojoba and Charity intersections is good. There's no cause for alarm.
Sports. FM. Don't touch that dial.
From 6 to 7 p.m. every weekday, only on 98.3 The Stops.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me higher. Celebration.
Sport Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays.
When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag.
From 6 to 7 p.m. every weekday, only Cruise never stops.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. FM. God bless you.
The PSG fans who've been through it just as much as the home supporters are finally able to Champions League. This is where it ends for Aston Villa.
Oh, absolutely. They've been brilliant in that second half, getting themselves back into the game inside. But Aston Villa have really given them a match of
the Champions League. They had to dig deep in fibre of their beings. Aston Villa 3, Paris Saint-Germain 2.
The UEFA Champions League for the fourth time in the last 6 seasons, and also for Barcelona as well. Liverpool came back from behind to defeat them 4 goals to. It's going to be also decided as well later tonight. Everyone live only on 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And 10th of May, a little or less, Abiodun coming out to also. I mean, a lot of things, in preparations for the National Sports Festival. Bupenza has now died at the age of 29 after first one in action, and then they also at Wembley Stadium against later tonight. It's going to be a cordial runner up. Just the major conversation we have at Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. Barcelona came back from behind, to defeat Madrid to Arsenal as well tonight. I know about Okwemi. He supports Real Madrid. He supports, apart from that, Okwemi, a lot of things as well would definitely be taking place. The fact that he has only scored 6 goals. All of these soundbites will be playing for you on the show.
Stuff. I'm for everybody and I'm for nobody. The thing about standship and supportership and fanship is that, my club, your club. It's not like any one of us has any investment. My emotions. I can wake up to that. The
President's Federations Cup.
We'll talk Afonja Warriors Cry United. We'll talk about all of that. The most guaranteed thing into the semi-final is now at PSG as well. PSG have seen the other player. If you look at what Marcos
the
Napoli this season
is goals.
Yeah, he's got 2 goals in the last game. 2 of the assists coming in from some amazing stuff. Second loss in the last 7 games in La Liga against the Yellow Submarine over the weekend in Villarreal. And look at what David De Gea is doing as well. So when you have a goalkeeper that knows how to command games, you always know. Donnarumma was, and you thought Aston Villa was going for the dry, and unfortunately Aston Villa.
What's the UEFA Europa League team? So my construction was like, I'm used to this.
It just shows that because it comes once in excitement, and the signal can do the unthinkable.
Yeah.
And look,
I think we predicted Barcelona were going to win.
You predicted they were going to win, but I said Barcelona would qualify, but they were not going to. Fourth goal had gone. In fact, there was a goal scored. You've got to find a way to get it without fear. If the away goal rule was still the most informed team in against Bayern. They've considered 4 goals the entire champ, and that was against Inter Milan.
Exactly.
That 45th minute. A big shout out to Aston Villa. They've also been on a good run. Already got the first one.
To factor in the Manchester City to
play in that one, and then you also look at it. So
first,
you look at Chelsea. You look at still won their last game against Manchester United. We defeated PSG. We almost qualified for the Champions. See, at that top level, experience count. Deadliest home stadiums you want to play on an European night. Did you look at the sea of yellow and black?
The yellow was crazy.
It was imposed. Stadium.
Yeah, when they scored the 3rd goal.
It's okay. They will could see a combination of white to the semi-finals for the first time, like them to bring in Lionel Messi, Sergio Ramos, potential. They've got a lot of young players in that side that are going to see. I know exactly what played out yesterday. PS guys in the dressing room, they came out fighting in the second half. And I think they aggregate. Five aggregate. One came in, the third one came in, and almost
for two goals. As the Aston Villa also scored as well.
So I think it was. I love the game yesterday. See, I was on my way home yesterday, so I was trying.
Emiliano Martinez,
the greatest mind reading goalkeeper. Park fans, boy, oh boy, those people made a hell of a noise. As you know what they had to do when you lose first leg by 4 goals. I mean, did you? I was forced to tweet that. Hang on, maybe they respected Barcelona too much.
Yes, I think from strikers are the word at this moment.
Did you see the quality of those
finishes? Did you see the penalty? Lamine Yamal was taking out. Why? It's really good. It's really good. Yes,
tonight,
exactly.
The Kings would dine, and then glories would rise, and Real Madrid will not be passing the dressing room out today. That they will fall from this.
Arsenal fans, all the 2 home teams last night scored 3 goals. Played last night, we are also knocked out.
You know why?
Despite scoring 3 goals.
When I tell people that Real Madrid is not just the biggest footballing in the NBA, basketball, big clubs.
Exactly.
There is no team on earth as Arsenal fans are, and you understand why. This is Bayern. They've done it over and over and over again. So you have a rapport for obvious reasons. But the truth is this. Of a defeat like Madrid can release fight is going to be a crazy
before we go all the fight between ADM on social media. Yes, you also heavyweight champion in Alekszandr back in this, and he also said this is kind of fight that probably gets over a DM between us and Fury. They're well ahead of them.
I don't want and then they kept whetting our appetite. In the end would come out and say come back again, our appetite. And as at that point they were the number. So Joshua had the WBC, WBO and WBF belts. Maybe the greatest all British fight, because both of them are British. Definitely it's probably good. That fight is announced in 2022. Both of them kept fighting up all the ranks, punched below the belt.
Exactly.
And then before we knew what was happening, you see, first one was a draw. The second one, and Tyson Fury fight. I'm wondering, is it like a top best loser defeat, 18 knockout? That's and he has to spend all of my energy and time and investment watching. He was so big when he was at the peak of it.
Of his career.
But boy, you're not gonna be a Usyk and Daniel Dubois.
That could have also been a crazy. It's wild.
It sometimes go against
wild. Bakole will do this. Bakole will do that. Amorim has now said and decided that Andre Onana just hope this decision does not backfire Ruben Amorim.
You're trying to set up a file. So that was what Manchester United are just popping up right in 4-5, also winning their game.
Thinks of being the telltale of drinking
today. It's good.
They show his life.
But if Arsenal,
there's a title.
No matter what,
it's as simple as that.
Period.
Boopenza, Aaron Bupenka Cup of Nations in Cameroon, and also business city of Angzo from how I setting Basel. Defender Daniela Caracas touch any growing area where yes, of course, we talked about the President Federations Cup at the semi-finals as well of the Federation break. And don't forget, you can also join us via 0936004. You can also listen to us or watch us live on Facebook or on the Quizzical Break, and we'll be right back in a jiffy.
Your number one sports show on Radio 6 p.m. weekdays on 90. The cruise never stops. Sports show on radio Sports Cruise on 98.3 Mainland FM.
In a million videos online and really motivating stuff. A night that
we spoke to Jude Bellingham earlier. He says that the same mindset to win, to be brave, to be talking about
These kind of sessions are crucial in the game because we're going to try to take the game.
My name is Cʀᴜɪ紛 and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident.
The first leg in the UEFA European Cup was back in 19 aggregate following a 4-1 defeat at the baseball up against Arsenal at the Santid in the first leg, defeating in versus PSG. See, when everyone thought that all hopes was lost, and this season as well in the league finishers, maybe Arsenal with us, and for Arsenal as well, you also know. Welcome to the show. 36,000 phones, 36,000 4-1. What do you make of that game? With double sides, just like a coin.
I can wake up today and say, I like it as they come. Any time I can choose to stick with one club is, I think the weight of expectation is huge. Terrific job with this Arsenal squad by obviously their biggest war, which is Bayern. But this season, they've also benefited from the new second fewest goals conceded. Bukayo Saka was out since December, just came back about a month ago after being injured the entire season. Also, he's out for the rest of the season. So it's been that gave them almost 64 goals contribution last season in Bukayo Saka, Ben White, and Martin Odegaard did not have the luxury of playing back also. Calafiori is also injured. Probably he's actually training with the side. We don't know if it's going to be a fixture against the PSV team that have not lost at home in almost 11 games.
Exactly.
They trashed PSV in the first side that have not lost at home in 18 matches. Sporting teams like Real Madrid and Manchester City out to them. A lot of people also feel like, why not against the PSG side? But of course, you are playing against Madrid.
It's Madrid.
In the last 7-8 mid game exhibition game, a classic Valencia. They also managed to win their last game against Alaves. And Mbappe still picking a red, and that obviously just sealed the English Premier League fate for them until you can forgive Arsenal fans for being hopeful. I can't remember the last time they've asked the first.
When was the last time Arsenal even got?
Arsenal fans for being hopeful. Nothing stops them from being hopeful. It's obvious that they have to win the Champions League.
They win the Premier League. Exactly.
You could be lucky with draws in the Champions League at the quarterfinal. And once you get to the semi-final, it's a knockout. It's things that could go for or against you at this game. And Arsenal scores first.
Yeah, it's like game. But you take a look at Mikel Arteta's draw as well, or fish. But looks like PSG as well. Probably this is the UEFA Champions League against PSG. Would you consider that?
I don't celebrate mediocrity. There's no third place match in the Champions League.
Yeah, there's
so it's not like silver that you won. Is it like is either you win it or you don't win it? That's the bit of. Nobody remembers who came second. Nobody remembers who lost the final. Everybody remembers. You can only be a fan to hold the replica. If you're not holding the real deal, I think we should just allow the silk to flow. And I think we should just wait for whatever happens. The principal cup that used to continue the following day. Even I've had the luxury of sitting down now, even before the stadium rebranded.
Yeah, exactly.
I've always all of the stadium. At the stadium right now, at the Signal Iduna, because there's that atmosphere. So the first, I was having a nostalgic feeling.
The goosebumps you get.
It's going to be safety ball control I was making. You could feel me. So he told me, he said, a less than 2-year-old daughter.
Are you serious?
Then no matter how you I can't allow my daughter. There won't be extras on their game.
That's white.
They would So they also have a group of new ultras talking about Arsenal. So they are moving just one Arsenal. As early as 7 o'clock, just see behind the TV to intimidate Arsenal this night.
That's okay.
These boys are calm. I don't know what Arteta is telling those boys. I don't know. Like I said at the start, this is an audition for Arteta, and the longer he stays in 5 years with almost £1 billion spent, it doesn't look good, and it's going to be an amazing game of football.
Let's also quickly talk about Bayern Munich up against later tonight.
At the San Siro, almost like they drift of Inter Milan defending this side, especially for Vincent Kompany. It's a different story how to celebrate.
That's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Just like them that I also want to experience in light of European. It was mad. They will raise the balls. Lautaro Martinez get in there, get a goal, and then the fiber of the game would change. But something tells me that Bayern would
6,041 is what they call. And the phone lines has been buzzing. Uche, how far now? You're welcome.
I did.
Good evening.
Arsenal qualifying this night because Modric in that lineup. So this lineup, I'll send my own tradition in case I want because
you are saying 5-1
Uche want chop money.
Well,
all right,
maybe.
Before you get to pick one call, let's also quickly take a look at also starting along Valverde as well played, and I'm also trying much as possible. Gabriel Saliba Marino is also up to the show. Hello?
Let's give it let's give
to their family.
You should not come back. Just come back.
We appreciate that. 036,000 phones, 036,000. Suchi says, Madrid 5. Serious, Suchi? Beating again. That proud Gunners fans on Mojo. Thank you so much. All right. Could also win by 3-1. This is Mike. Thanks. This person also says, good evening, great guys, even if they close the roof. Ramotani. Good evening. Welcome to the show. What's the name? Where you're coming from? Very quickly, that means if Bayern Munich wins 2-0, that means Bayern will win 3-2 on aggregate. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. My chairman.
Referee, you're laughing like the center referee.
Don't come to Allah.
It's funny that Arsenal fans are actually forgetting. Over just 9. They should be shouting right. Just let them be shouting right. It also causes.
Are you for us? Are you against us? Please try to call us back.
Some noise across the river tonight in Madrid. So is the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This Connor.
What's Connor? Very quickly.
Please tell me that word that Madrid is going to lose.
Too much Cornerstone. Thank you so much. It's 036,000 phones. Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Yes, please. Now I just want to say break on this thing. There's nothing we might do.
So pick our last call for today. A lot of calls are also coming through. Hello, good evening.
Let them close the whole place. Now he's looking them.
Starting 11 is also out.
Yes.
There's Saliba, there's Cœur, there's louis-skelly, there's Thomas Partey, and then 2 goals. There's Declan Rice, there's Martin Odegaard, Saka, Ben White, there's Butler, Ġekarantini, Senford, and Raheem Sterling. He missed the first leg.
Impressing of Gbimsola. But before we go, you know what's up.
Superstars are watching.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Up next.